Alright guys, here's the big video. I just streamed Delta Force Hawk Ops closed PC alpha test for 7 hours straight, and here are my first impressions fresh out of the game. I'm recording this at 3 o'clock in the morning. So let's get into it. What do I think about Delta Force Hawk Ops after waiting for it for such a long time? First of all, I just want to thank all of you that came to the first stream. You shattered my viewer record on my channel. I had 2,000 combined viewers between YouTube and Twitch. I just want to thank you guys so much, because I remember when I was a 0-viewer Battlefield streamer, just randomly doing it for fun, and now I have 2,000 people staring at me through a tiny camera. So that's absolutely crazy. So thank you guys so much for that. It was amazing. And of course, if you enjoy the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you plan on following Delta Force, I plan on making this channel the main hub for all things Delta Force and Battlefield, and of course FPS. So hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. The first thing I want to say about Delta Force is that, ladies and gentlemen, this game is a legitimate Battlefield competitor. We have waited for a game like this for a very long time, and I've been saying for years that if Battlefield doesn't want to make a Battlefield game, another company is going to eventually come around and make a Battlefield game that DICE and EA seemingly can't produce or just refuses to produce. And I think Delta Force gets about 95% of the way there, and on top of that, it's going to be a free-to-play game with crossplay. Within my first hour of experiencing this game, I mentioned to my chat while I was streaming that it feels so natural to play. It legitimately feels like a Battlefield game. There was almost zero adjustment period for me, and let me know in the comment section if it was the same for you, because this really does scratch the Battlefield itch. But more than that, it outdoes Battlefield. This game is better than BF5 and 2042 combined. It has better atmosphere. The sound design is good. The weapon customization is more complicated than anything Battlefield has ever tried to do in its entire history, and it executes it flawlessly. The only thing that I would give Battlefield over Delta Force Hawk Ops at this moment in time is vehicle design. In my opinion, Delta Force's vehicle design is the standout weakest point of the game. But when it comes to everything else, I legitimately don't think you can form an argument to say that 2042 has a leg up on this game. And it's not like Delta Force is just a slightly better version of Battlefield 2042. No, Delta Force is a significantly better game than anything Battlefield has produced since Battlefield 1, and I'm dead serious. And don't worry, I will go through all the little tiny details you guys want to know. But before I do that, here's a word from our channel sponsor today, War Thunder. Thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. War Thunder isn't your run-of-the-mill vehicle game. You can play over 2,000 different tanks, planes, helicopters, and more. All available free to play on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. These vehicles in War Thunder take dynamic damage to different areas of the vehicle, and they're detailed down to their individual components. And all of this can be found within a free-to-play game, which I personally find to be incredibly impressive. But it doesn't end there, because say your vehicle is damaged or destroyed, War Thunder has an X-ray system which shows you exactly what happened in combat. And if you are someone that enjoys spicing things up with a bunch of variety in your gameplay, War Thunder offers multiple different game modes to fit your playstyle. So use my link in the description to claim these awesome bonuses and play for free on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation today. So why do I think Delta Force is so impressive? Why did the game captivate me that much while I was playing it? Well, I think it just feels more Battlefield than any Battlefield game since Battlefield 1. Seriously, I think it really captures that image. The most obvious thing to me is the gunplay. It has life. It feels good. It makes sense. The visual recoil is just the right amount of visual recoil to where it's not obtrusive. The weapons sound good. The animations are some of the best animations I have ever seen when it comes to reload animations and just handling the weapon in general. Then you get to your ability to customize your weapon. It is basically a combination between Tarkov, meaning Escape from Tarkov weapon customization, and Modern Warfare from Call of Duty, Gunsmith. But it takes it to the next level. You have unlimited weapon attachments, meaning if you see a weapon attachment slot and you want to put an attachment there, there are no restrictions. You can put 4 flashlights on your gun if you want. You can put a sniper scope on an Uzi. You can put a drum magazine on a pistol. But the way they execute it is so well done because the weapons feel as though you have fun options. There are so many things you can do with the customization options of these weapons. There is never going to be a weapon that looks the same. No guy is going to run around with your gun. You can make it yours, and it will be viable to use in the game. And that is something very special. And on top of all of that, the game is going to have way more weapons than Battlefield 2042. I think just the pre-alpha test that I'm playing right now has 42 weapons available. Just wait until they start adding content. I wouldn't be surprised if when all is said and done with Delta Force, we have 100 different primary weapons in the game. And as for the maps you get to play on, the maps feel so much better than what we've been dealing with in Battlefield, especially Battlefield 2042. It feels like it could come from a Battlefield game, if that makes sense. There are absolutely some rough parts. Like, for instance, if you played the playtest, there's this sector inside of a cave. Of course, it's going to be super hard to get into. There's also this sector where you have to run up with no cover on a beach. Obviously, that could be improved. But overall, the maps are decent. I wouldn't say they're the best maps I've ever played, but they are certainly not the worst maps I have ever played. And when it comes to niceties that you think you might miss from Battlefield, such as squad revives or the ability to spawn on spawn beacons, nope, that's all in the game as well. So pretty much everything you can expect from Battlefield is in this game, except it's just not buggy. It actually functions. And speaking of bugs, let's talk about that for a second. So I understand Delta Force has been under development for, I believe, 4 years at this point. But I was shocked at the sheer lack of bugs in the game. I think I encountered 2 bugs, and I can name them. There was an ADS bug where I wasn't able to aim down sights, and there was a bug where I wasn't able to revive my teammate. Other than that, absolutely nothing. In fact, I streamed the game for 7+ hours, and the game didn't crash a single time. And you want to know the best part about this game, guys? Guess what? Delta Force's mouse input actually works. The aim feels so crisp and clean in this game, I forgot what that felt like because I've been playing Battlefield 2042 with that game's broken sludge input for over 2 years. And let me tell you right now, it's a breath of fresh air. And you know what else is a breath of fresh air? This game runs like butter. It really does, and I have not seen a single person complain about the performance of this game. It has all the modern features you would expect, with DLSS and all that, but you don't even need it. I was getting 260 FPS on stream on some maps, and of course it would drop sometimes, but the mere fact that I'm hitting that frame rate while there's no driver out for the game, while they still probably have to optimize it, and I'm CPU bottlenecked, dude, the performance of this game is great. And it isn't like you sacrifice graphics quality for that. Absolutely not. You turn this game up to Ultra, it looks phenomenal. And I know a point of contention with Delta Force is going to be the quote-unquote heroes or operators, but playing the game, you really don't notice them as much as you think you would. Obviously, you notice the abilities, but it isn't like, say, for instance, Battlefield 2042, where some dozer is running around with a ghillie suit camo, and you just know that that's a specialist, right? No, they look like soldiers. So the atmosphere isn't absolutely destroyed as a result. And the voice lines, again, they're not annoying either. It's not like Battlefield 2042 where they paid some poor people to come in and record some of the worst shit ever spoken into a microphone. And I suppose the entire point here is this game feels like a Battlefield game. And no, it's not perfect. I'm going to go over some of the problems right now. There are definitely some fluidity problems with some actions in the game. The vaulting isn't as good as I would like it to be. Is it terrible? No. Is it wonky sometimes? Absolutely. Is the movement perfect? Absolutely not. I would prefer the game to be, I'd say, 10% faster across the board and maybe tweak some things where you get stuck on the ground. And I don't really like that there is no slide unless you play a certain character with a slide. But in general, the movement, I would say, is a 6 out of 10. It's not the greatest, but I think Battlefield fans will enjoy the fact that it's more quote-unquote grounded. And during the playtest, there was a stint for about an hour and a half where the servers were just basically completely unplayable. That isn't unheard of for playtest. In fact, I said before the stream to my friends, I bet this game's servers are going to get absolutely blasted, and I'm not going to be able to play for an hour. As long as they don't have that happen when they release the game, which the game has no, defined release date, this game is going to be solid, guys. It really is. And remember previously in the video where I stated the vehicles are probably the weakest point of the game? They are, in my opinion. They are nowhere near the quality and just design level of Battlefield vehicles. I never expected Delta Force to have that same level of Battlefield vehicle design. I think Battlefield will always have that leg up on other games, and I think the game pretty much always has. Delta Force's vehicles, in my opinion, sort of feel like toys, if that makes sense. It's sort of just a thing that's annoying to deal with. It doesn't feel the same as it does to fight a vehicle in Battlefield. But other than that, guys, I'm serious. This game is a solid 8 out of 10. I am legitimately impressed. I am most impressed at the weapon customization and just the fact that they managed to capture the feeling of playing a Battlefield game so well without it being a Battlefield game. And don't forget, guys, the game has a paid campaign and an extraction shooter attached to it. So they're going after Tarkov players, they're going after Battlefield players, and they're going after people that like campaigns as well. This game is going for everyone, and they have a legitimate chance of actually making a name for this game and making it successful because of their quality. That is what they focused on, and you can tell. The quality and the execution is there. And that is what has been missing for the longest time from these Battlefield releases. And I stated in a previous video, EA doesn't care or look at what games are coming out. They do not care. But if this game doesn't light a fire under some of the devs' asses working on the next Battlefield game, it absolutely should. Because this game isn't going anywhere with it being free to play, especially if they add content and especially if they make some good decisions along the way. So my overall first impressions of Delta Force Hawk Ops is I am pleasantly surprised and impressed. I was not expecting this game to be this decent. I really wasn't. I thought it would be decent. I didn't think that I would enjoy it this much. And for the first time in a very long time, I am actually actively interested in a game, and I will play it off stream. I haven't done that in years with a Battlefield game. In fact, I don't even touch Battlefield unless I'm making a YouTube video or I'm streaming it. And that is not the case with Delta Force. I will actually be playing this game, and if you want to follow this game, I'll be making the best content you can possibly find on this channel. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. For an alpha or a test, this is great. I cannot wait to see how this game progresses, and fingers crossed they don't mess it up. Don't forget to use my link in the description to try out War Thunder for free today on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation to experience the over 2,000 incredibly detailed vehicles and awesome gameplay mechanics. Try the game out using my link and claim these awesome bonuses. Thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring the video.